I'm Ershler from Detroit. If you guys, I don't know most of you, come over, say hi. I'll schmooze with you guys. This speech or story is about my journey and commitment to accomplishing 400 hours of independent learning.
Outside of Seder.
Outside of morning Seder. That's all on your own time. That's all on your own time. You can't be any other Seder. It has to be all on your own time. Independent study, chavrutas during breaks, on bus rides, any time during that. So coming into yeshiva last September, I was looking for a change. I was just coming off a rough end of my senior year, and I came into yeshiva looking for a new start and opportunity to grow. Pledging these 400 hours of independent learning really helped me grow over the year and gave me the new start that I needed. It was Simchat Torah night last year. I was sitting outside of yeshiva at the bus stop right over there with Adam Siegel, and we were talking about how much fun we had just had while dancing. We started talking about all the crazy bids that people bid on, and the hours of learning, and the Daf Gemara, and finishing some Svarim. And he asked me, why didn't you make a bid? So I told him I was nervous and a little shy, which isn't usually like me. And he responded telling me that tomorrow he wants me to place a bid. After that, I thought to myself, this is the exact push that I need to grow this year. So the next day, right before our kafot, Rav Boaz was running the bids, and I knew it was now or never. So I tried bidding. I can't remember who I went against, but they said 200, I said 250. They said 300, and I thought 350 hours was way too much. So I let them get it with 300. In the next bid, it was me versus Rafi Shpatelnik. And I started with 200, he said 250, and I'm like, I'm not losing this one. So I jumped right to 400. Right after that, I thought to myself, what did I just do? I'm never going to be able to leave the base. I'll never have more free time. I was pretty scared. Some of my friends were in at davening, and I told them what happened. They were shocked. They told me I would never complete it, and they laughed at me. A day or two later, Rav Citrin sent a text to the Leva Torah 5780 group chat. Please message me with the bids that you made. So I texted him. I pledged 400 hours of learning. He responded, kiss your Detroit Chevra goodbye. I was actually on Ben Yehuda with my Detroit Chevra when I got that text. So we got a good laugh out of that. Right after Ben Azmani, when yeshiva started again, I was looking at my Sfarim, and I thought to myself, why do I have all these Sfarim here if I'm not going to learn them? So I decided to make a checklist for myself, what I wanted to learn each day. 3 parakim of Tanakh starting from Yoshua, 2 parakim of Tehillim, Chazara from Shir, Chazara from Mishnah Berurah Seder, 5 mitzvot from the concise book of mitzvot, a lesson from praying a fire, a lesson from a lesson a day, 1 aliyah of Shnayim Mikra, and some of Chovat Talmidim that I started later in the year. As the year went on, I finished learning most of these Sfarim on the checklist, and I added a Sechem Megillah to give myself a little challenge. Every day, I would put aside time to learn, whether it was before davening, after davening, during the lunch break, independent study, during the dinner break, or even after night chabruras. Learning on the bus ride to Yerushalayim was also a big part of ours. That was only one way that I accomplished my pledge. The second way was chavruta with Madrichim and Rebbeim. I had a chavruta with Rav Citrin. We learned Mishnah Torah 2 days a week during the break. I learned Panini Halacha with Rav Noam 2 days a week during the break. But the chavruta that pushed me the most was my chavruta every morning at 7:45 before Shachri with Sammy Newman.
Oh.
We learned Aruchot Tzadikim and finished it. Then we started Chovat Talmidim. Corona hit, and I had to go back to Detroit, but we continued learning. Just 2 days ago on Tuesday, we finished Chovat Talmidim, and now we're going to start something else next week. But Sammy really pushed me every day to make the chavruta, to keep growing and to finish these 400 hours. The third way that pushed me a lot was every Thursday night I would go into the small conference room, also known as Rav Jake's Shir room, and I would write a Dvar Torah to my friends and family back home. My counselor from camp did it, and it inspired me to start doing it. I started last year with Parshat Noach and continued every week. I took a long break, which I haven't started up again, but hopefully I'll start soon. It was a great way to share with my family and my friends what I'm learning and how I'm comparing it to my life. I had a stopwatch on my phone that I used to keep track of the hours. Sometimes, instead of clicking start, because there were only 2 buttons, there was start and reset. Instead of clicking start, I clicked reset. So I had to go back to the number of hours that I was at, and sometimes I waited days for it to reset or even weeks. When I left yeshiva last March, I had about 320 hours done. I tried to keep up the learning during Corona, but it just wasn't the same, and I couldn't do it. When I got back to yeshiva, I had 345 hours done, 55 hours left. But it was supposed to be 400 by Shavuot. But that was 5 months ago. So I told myself I would finish by Simchat Torah this year. Every day, more and more hours would go by. My friends started to get into it. Some of them cared more than I did. Over the past week, people were coming up to me, like trying to party around me while I had like 4 or 5 hours left, and I just didn't care, and they really cared more than me. But last night, after the Yosef Karduner concert, I was able to accomplish my pledge, and I finished learning the 400 hours of independent learning. Woo! Shana Aleph boys, you guys only get one Shana Aleph. Opportunities only happen once. I'm going to quote now something I learned with Sammy Newman from Chovat Talmidim. Ki yashnam talmidim shehakshortehem sigurot v'na'almot bahem ad shelo yu'man alav shehu yeh gadol b'Yisrael. Hen b'Torah, hen b'tzikat avodah. Every person has potential in this world, and you just have to use it the right way. It can be growing as a person, growing in Torah, or growing in your avodat Hashem. And you have to sprout. You have to grow in front of everyone. You have to be humble to yourself, and you'll become a gadol. You have to actualize what you're learning. You can't be a failure. You don't want to waste your potential. This year, you guys have big opportunities, and you don't want to waste the potential you don't want to waste your potential. Every person has their own potential that you guys can grow in. During the breaks, there may be like 3 or 4 kids in their base now, but after Sukkot, you guys should pick it up. You shouldn't just sit in your room all day. You should pull out a sefer, start learning. You guys have the opportunity to make pledges tomorrow night and on Shabbat morning. It may sound scary or like a lot of fun, but do what you can accomplish. It's okay to push yourself. Make a checklist of what you can learn each day. Set up a chavruta with a Rav, a Kula member, a Madrich or a Shana Bet guy. Even writing a Devar Torah to your family to share something that you learned this week. Whenever you're on your way out of Ramat Beit Shemesh, it's going to be a long bus ride. That's easily 35 to 45 minutes of learning that you can get done. Don't waste your time. There are a couple of people I want to thank for helping me accomplish this. My parents, Ima and Abba. Thank you for sending me to yeshiva, buying all my Sfarim, pushing me along the way, and helping me grow. I love you guys. Rav Kolwasser, thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak. Rav Citrin, thank you for bringing me to this amazing yeshiva and learning with me. Rav Noam, thank you for learning with me. Sammy, thank you for really pushing me every day and learning with me. You're the biggest Dugma Yeshit I know.
That's right! That's right!
Jake, thank you for always being there to talk to, pushing me along the way, and learning with me. I could not have asked for a better morning Seder Rav than you. Thank you to all my friends who pushed me along this way. And the last thank you goes out to my best friend, Adam. Without you, I don't know where I would be. How I would have gotten through high school, yeshiva, and now Shana Bet. You keep pushing me every day and every step of the way. No matter where or when, you're always there for me. Cracking jokes and learning with me. I appreciate all that you've done. Thank you.